to be that Irish quality beer, though.
Yes.
You can't have Coronas.
Right, that's breakfast beer.
Hey, this is Josh.
This is Chico.
With the Black Moods, and we're on the All Over the Place podcast where the fun sanity never ends.
Hello and welcome back to the All Over the Place podcast. I'm your host, Eric Portvoznik, and going to bring Jim in right away here. Jim, how are you, my friend?
I'm great. How are you?
Things are fantastic. Keeping busy as always. Loving it here. And, summer's winding down, but, that's good out here in the desert. We need to cool it off just a little bit. But enough about the weather, because we've got coming back to the show one of our favorite guests. He's been on a couple of times already. And before we get to him, though, I, as always, want to thank, the great folks over at Danny Zalesko Presents. Make sure you head over to dzplive.com/events. Find out what concerts you're going to be seeing, not only here in the Southwest, but all across the country. Danny's doing some promotions. Make sure you get out there and see some live music, because live music is the best. And speaking of music, and he'll be having live music there very, very soon, over at Vinyl Record Dude. Make sure you head over to Vinyl Record Dude. If you're in Scottsdale, make sure you get over to their new location at Scottsdale and Shea. Or, as always, you can do your shopping with Nick and Company over there at Vinyl Record Dude at www.vinylrecorddude.com. As always, thanks for having us as friends, guys. And as mentioned just a little bit ago, one of our favorites here on the show, please welcome back Mark Daly. Hello, Mark, all the way from Ireland.
Eric, Jim, how's it going? Thanks for having me back on.
Always a pleasure, always a pleasure. And, the last time you were here, I said you're the hardest working man in show business. And that continues. You are continuing to put out great new music. And over my shoulder here, we've of course got Devil's Arms. I have a limited edition of that, folks. And that's not just a gratuitous thing sitting there. Listen to it all the time. And, Better Off Alone has, for better and worse, become a new theme of mine.
Nice.
But Mark's music, it just speaks to me. And in addition to, when you were recording that album, you said you're already on to the next album, and you're probably already on to the next album now, because you've got a new single out now called This Is Love. Tell us about that one that they just recently dropped on the streamers.
That just dropped on Friday. This Is Love. That's the second single from the new stuff after Devil's Arms. So we had Superhero was the first single, and then This Is Love just came out on Friday. So we have a bunch of singles coming from that record. But you are right, we are another album ahead of ourselves. And we just we were just in Texas doing another record. So I guess we've got about 2 years worth of music in the bank already.
That is a good problem to have, tons of music. And Texas, am I correct in guessing that you were back at Sonic Ranch?
We're back at Sonic Ranch for the stuff we're releasing right now. But we were in Austin just a couple of months ago at Orb Studios working with Matt Nevesky from Blue October, and we just recorded a bunch of new music with him. So between the Devil's Arms and the new music and that record, we've got tons coming out, and really, really excited about all of it.
And what I love about This Is Love is you can tell you guys have been hanging out in Texas, because that's got that's got a Stevie Ray vibe going on in a big way. I also love the fact that it's kind of like the spiritual cousin to Cry and Shame.
Yeah.
And when you were writing that song, did you ever look back, as a songwriter, on past songs and maybe make a spiritual cousin or a sequel of sorts?
Not with that one, because it was a weird writing experience with that song. Label mate Jason Charles Miller, he's out in California. The label said, why don't you guys write a song together, because we're both rockers. And I was like, absolutely. He was out on tour with Steel Panther, and he just came home from that tour, and I was just home from the Kotzen tour. And we Zoom called, talked for a bit, just chatted about life, music, just a lovely guy. And then was like, hey, let's write a song. And I said, I have a bunch of ideas here. And he was like, no, let's just go from scratch if you don't mind. And I was like, sweet. So we just kind of just wrote the song, two acoustic guitars, like just both of us coming up with lines, and the whole song came together so naturally, so easy, and it was just a cool groove. It was like just came together so nice, and brought that to the studio then, and then obviously the band put their magic onto it. It's got a drum solo. Come on, we're bringing drum solo back.
And you beat me to it on that one. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, and then Brian produced it, who produced Devil's Arms, Brian Virtue. And then as soon as the song was done, he was like, I can hear some like soulful female vocals. And I was like, me too. So then he brought it to Kitten. Kitten, who's she's in Billy Idol's band. She's a Grammy-winning vocalist. She's out on the road with Billy all the time. So she agreed to sing on it and did an unbelievable job. I thought she brought it up a level in that kind of with the vocals. And it all came together really nice. It's just a cool rock and roll song, not taking itself too seriously, and just really fun to play live. And that is the opening song of our set on this upcoming tour as well.
I love a little sneak preview there. So you've gone from Emily Armstrong to Kitten Karoy now. Is your wife getting jealous? You're getting to hang with all these awesome singers?
No, she thinks it's great. She's like, keep it coming. I think it just complements the song so much. And it was the same when Emily was on Pieces. The minute she sang on it, I was like, wow, that was unbelievable.
And I of course joke with that one, but you've got this great wife. You've got the awesome kids in Noah and Macy, and you continue to write songs of just amazing heartbreak. And so, how do you find the balance with that as a songwriter when you're so in love and just writing these great songs that are just the opposite side of that?
I like to put myself in other people's shoes when I'm songwriting as well. I like to see other relationships, other situations. I've been inspired from watching movies or TV series and stuff like that. And I have books and books of lyrics, and I can dive back into a song that I was writing before and know how I was feeling at that time and kind of just build on it from that. So it does. It is kind of funny to go into different when you're not feeling in that way, and then to be able to drag yourself back into that feeling. It's kind of it's fun. I like doing it. And then when the song is finished, obviously it's a really good feeling. But I was like, I don't feel like that right now. But I think also sad songs are a lot easier to write. Happy songs are hard to write.
Well, the heart of a blues man with that one, no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
And another song that you've had out since last you were on the show is a cover of Shabuzi with Bar Song, Tipsy. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, it wasn't my idea, and I was just like, I can't see that happening. Obviously it was the biggest song in the US at the moment, and the label suggested it, the team suggested it, and then James Brown, who the guitar player, did a little demo, sent it over. And the minute I heard his kind of take on it, I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. So we're like, let's have some fun with it. And again, not taking ourselves seriously. It's like a really popular song. We can maybe put ourselves out there to people that haven't heard us. And that is what happened, like it ended up getting a bunch of streams on Spotify and places like that. And like we did a music video for it. I think it's just hit 1 million views on the music video, or just shy of 1 million. So it was good for us, because then people would go on then and listen to some of our original songs. So covers can be beneficial, and I think it was just a song that we weren't taking ourselves too seriously on it, I think, which was nice, and that comes across.
That's one of the things I love about your music, and definitely in that video, I think I made it 1,000,001 today, and getting ready to talk to you again. Just you guys are always having so much fun in your videos. Talk to us about the video process.
Well, that video,
you make so many awesome ones.
Yeah, that video was it was in my friend's bar here in Cork. My brother shot it. So he came in with a bunch of friends, and we got a bunch of bottles of whiskey, and we were just at the bar, and the whiskey was supposed to be a prop, where we have a little drop or whatever, but it ended up just being a crazy night. All the whiskey was gone. Everyone was falling around the place, but we actually were playing like beer pong and everything. It just turned into a natural, fun music video.
You're in an Irish pub. We don't need to be told that things will end up empty. It's just the way it goes.
Exactly. We couldn't leave that whiskey there.
And the video for Superhero, I love that. Just a little mini movie going on with that one, and just as opposed to just making performance videos. What was how much fun did you have making that with the narrative in it?
That one was super fun because we didn't really know the acting was done afterwards. So our part inside the warehouse and the performance, we knew the script or whatever, but we didn't really know how it was going to look, and it was kind of weird. But we got into this warehouse in the middle of the night in LA, in this like back alley warehouse. It was so weird, and we're like, "Is this the right place?" And we showed up, and we kind of just did a couple of hours of live performance, had some fun with it, and then all the acting was done later on. And then when I got the video sent back, when it was finished, I was like, "Wow, this is actually really cool." And it's kind of got a fun, kind of like a Foo Fighters-y kind of music video, like that kind of just having like the superhero. It's goofy, it's funny, it's like it's just a bit of a laugh, and the boys in balaclavas and just why not just have a bit of fun with it.
No doubt, no doubt. And now that we've got on, I think it's on which streaming service, Paramount, but you've got Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren as Irish mobsters now on Mobland. And
Yeah,
so
it's
you're
a good
revealing
show.
yourself as quite the villain in that one. So what do you think? Are you going to transfer your video acting chops over to either the big or small screen?
Yeah, maybe I can actually. Yeah, I might. If they're making a new season, I'll throw my name in the hat. That's a good show. It was a good show.
Well, it's Guy Ritchie. You can't go wrong, especially when it comes to mob stuff.
I mean, Pierce Brosnan's Irish accent was a bit dodgy, but he is Irish, but he was putting on like a kind of different kind of Irish accent in it. So I thought it sounded a bit forced, but after a couple episodes, I got used to it, and I was like, "That's good." It was a great
You're not
show.
going to get yourself on the show that way, Mark. Be careful.
I know. So yeah, we'll edit out that bit, and I'll tell Pierce Brosnan he's great.
And Jim, I'm going to flip it over to you right now. Anything you've got for Mark?
I understand you're going to be touring with The Darkness.
Yes.
That's, killer lineup right there. First off, and how'd you get hooked up with them?
It's so crazy. I still can't believe that we're going out touring with The Darkness. It's just every time I hear it, it won't feel real until we just do the first show and we're like, it actually nobody was joking. There was no like hidden camera show being like, actually that was a joke. I was recently out in Spain a few months back, and I was doing a songwriting camp, and a friend of mine, Kyle Faulkner, he runs it. He's in a band called The View from Scotland, and he runs this great villa out there. He does songwriting camps all the time. So I was out there, and Justin Hawkins was there, and we kind of hit it off, had a great time, and we're writing songs together. And while I was there, he announced a US tour with The Darkness. It came up on Instagram, their big US tour. And Killian, our guitar player, texted me, like I'd say within 1 second of them posting it, and he was like, "Did you see this?" And I said, "I have to ask." I was like, "Do you have an opener?" Justin was like, "Oh, I've already been hit up with so many bands looking into it. Obviously, so many bands want to do this tour." But luckily, I wasn't in charge of it from there on. Justin gave me his manager's info, and I passed on to the label and let them deal with it. And then got a phone call then a couple of weeks later saying tour confirmed. It's all happening because we've done quite a few US tours recently, that it's kind of good to get back out there and just continue building out there. So I'm glad it worked out. And when Mike and Diane called me and said, "Oh, it's all confirmed," I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. So I'm super excited for this tour to start.
And of course, you've been on tour with the Mr. Big. When I saw you with Jeff Tate a few years ago, then Richie Kotzen. Just talk to us about the expanding American fan base that you've got going.
It's crazy because like when we're releasing music now, and there's people commenting, being like, "Oh, got the single today, downloaded, streamed it," and I was like, it never feels normal to me. It never like, "Oh yeah, it's just a bunch of people that are downloading." It was like, I'm always in shock that actually happens. And on the last tour, when we had people coming supporting they're wearing the t-shirts, singing the songs back, it's like I was like, oh my, just mind blowing me, and I love it. So hopefully the Darkness fan base embraces us, and also all the people that are coming out to see us once again. It's crazy. Love it.
How do you think your style is going to kind of mesh with their style? Is it going to be similar? Is it going to complement each other? Like kind of like creatively, how do you feel like you're going to kind of feed off each other?
I think this is the closest sounding we've toured with Mr. Big and Kotzen and Jeff and all that, and it's been amazing because I think we've been kind of a shock to the audience because it's different to what that is, and that's always been really cool. This is closer, like it's the closer kind of style, so I'm super interested how it'll go. But I genuinely think I went to see them play here in Ireland a few weeks back, and it was the first time seeing them live, and it was just an incredible show. And all I was thinking is, we're going to have so much fun with these guys. It's going to be a blast. They're fun. They're energetic. They put everything into the show. I was chatting to them before the show at Soundcheck, and all the guys just seem really like just into what they're doing and happy and excited. And I think that's exactly how we are on tour. So hopefully it just all meshes into one big happy family.
So you've got the same tour and crew. You've got Jack and James. Of course, you mentioned Killian. And
Yes.
Also, so Kyle's still on the drums then too?
Kyle's coming in on the drums. This can be his first tour. Danny is in Nashville, so he's sticking in Nashville. So Kyle, who was Richie Kotzon's drummer, is coming out with us. So we'll be heading to Nashville. I guess we'll be there this time next week for a couple of days rehearsal. This will be the first time ever we've rehearsed before a tour. So it's great. I was like, we've always just jumped in the day of the show and done it like a sound check and ran through the songs and then play. But this time we have like a couple of days rehearsal, which would be really nice to, not be too panicked about the set and just get prepared. So I'm looking forward to that. And Nashville's fun, so I can't wait.
Be like having a few Irish pubs to get you ready.
Have to.
And you mentioned, of course, the shirts. Still have mine right here. We're
nice.
And
Nice.
I mentioned I'm not going to wear this to the show unless we can
be that
find a
guy.
way to get you here. I'm not going to be that guy. I thought more about when you were mocking me the last time, Jim. So unless Vandaliers are the only people I will wear they encourage that their shows. But I'm so ready for the T-shirt exchange program with you, Mark. So we got to figure out when that's going to happen.
Looking forward to getting my hands on one of those.
I'm going to get your.
When you get a T-shirt on tour, you're so grateful because you're going through clothes, and like if there's been a couple of days where the venue doesn't have a shower, you're like, give me a fresh T-shirt. It's like,
well, I'm going to guess you're an XL, large or an XL.
I was large, but I'm like swaying towards XL.
Well, you would tell you what, I'll have one of each for you. That way you got choices.
Perfect. So I can have a few burgers and not regret it.
Well, you rock stars are always burning it off on stage.
Yeah, true. On tour for some reason, even though we don't eat that healthy for some reason on tour. I guess there's a lot.
Partake of some of that Tennessee barbecue. You're going to be needing a bigger size for sure.
Oh yeah, and it'll be totally worth it as well.
Absolutely.
Well, and there's no pressure for me on this one, but there's currently nothing going on in the desert. But hopefully somewhere between Dallas and LA, if nothing else, just put your head out the window as you drive through Phoenix. I'll throw the shirts to you.
Yeah, well, we'll have to stop somewhere. So, we could find a nice bar nearby. I'm sure we could figure that out.
And now I mentioned a little earlier Sonic Ranch. You guys are back there, and you're enjoying the just the vibe there. So, but what is it like just having the familiarity with the studio as you continue to grow as musicians and just getting new music down?
Going back to Sonic Ranch, it felt way easier. Like we were straight into it because it we were familiar with the surroundings. It was just into the studio, straight into work, and it was just like it wasn't overwhelming because we knew the rooms, we knew the vocal booth, they knew the instruments that were there because they have an unbelievable wide range of instruments. And like I was telling you, the Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar is sitting there, Billy Gibbons' guitar is there. There's unbelievable instruments that have been left behind there, and there's guitars from the 60s, 70s, like really expensive, great guitars. So obviously the boys had a unbelievable time playing those. But when we went in the second time, we kind of knew what was there, and it was straight into work. And I had such a fun time with that record because we actually had too many songs going in, which was nice. So we were demoing them out for the first day and then realizing what was working with the full band, because a lot of them I was just at home with acoustic guitar writing them, and then I was like, this will either work with the band or it won't. And you can tell pretty fast what clicks and doesn't click. Yeah,
and a plethora of songs. And when am I going to get another slab of vinyl to go with Devil's Arms?
There's going to be another vinyl. I'm super excited about that as well. So that record, I guess it'll be this year because what are we? I suppose we're heading into September. It might be like February, March 26th, actually, when that will drop. Which won't be long coming around because we have the we don't get home from that tour till I guess towards the end of November, because it's split up into two. It's the East Coast kind of run first, and then we're home for a couple of weeks, and then we go back out and do the West Coast. So that finishes, I think, at the end of November.
Okay.
So then we'll just have the holidays at home then, and then releasing more music straight into the new year again.
Well, I got a birthday coming up in January, so I'll treat myself to around that time frame. Look forward to that.
Sounds good.
And want to take a quick break right now to remind everyone that you're watching and or listening to All Over the Place, the podcast where the fun sanity never ends. And I also want to take the break right now to welcome in the latest member of our team. And let me get everybody up on camera here for the introductions.
Hi.
So, Kathy Rankin, Mark Daly, Kathy Rankin.
Hi,
Nice
Mark.
to meet you. How's it going?
Meet you.
Welcome to the
I'm
madness.
just busting into. So what did I miss?
Well, we were just talking about Mark. It's the second. They made an album that's over my left shoulder here, Devil's Arms. They made that at the Sonic Ranch out in Texas, and just talking about that, getting on tour with The Darkness as well. And we're trying to find some time maybe to in between Dallas and LA to get them to come to our neck of the woods here in the desert.
Yeah, nothing planned in Phoenix, huh?
Nothing planned yet, but there is a little gap, so you never know. Might be able to throw something together.
In the name of being the amateur promoter that I occasionally try to be, I did know, and on the travel days, both November 10th and 11th, the Rialto and the Marquee here in Phoenix. Rialto's down in Tucson. Those dates are available right now. So Mark's booking manager, if you are watching, there you go. I've done a little bit of homework for you, and I'm sure there'll be a Danny Zalesko Presents production. So there you have it. My work here has hopefully been done to the right degree.
Exactly. And we've played those venues before, so that's got to be a bonus, right?
Oh, you played Rialto?
Yeah, with Jeff.
Oh.
Yeah. Loved it.
Just saw the Jason Bonham Zeppelin evening there recently.
Great venue.
Love
really
that place.
Venue. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to somebody.
What about Celebrity Theater? Have you ever played there?
Yes, that's the circular stage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. The first time I went there, I was like, "What do I do?" I was like, it was so strange. But once the show started and we played it, I was like, "This is great. You can see everybody. You can see everybody." It was like, it was weird turning around and performing. You know, you go to the drums or whatever, it's like you're looking at the drummer, but you're looking at the drummer and a full crowd as well. So I love that venue. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a fun one. It's been around a long time.
Has it? Yeah.
That's actually the night that I first saw Mark, and to date the only time I've seen Mark. But we're going to fix that. We've got the T-shirt exchange program ready to go.
I got to get my T-shirt.
And also, since last we spoke, you have started up the Superfan community. What's been the response on that one in terms of growing the Mark Daly and the Ravens brand across the globe?
It's been great. It's been a lot of fun because it's all like I'm writing a blog on it. We release music earlier. We release the music videos there before it gets released and stuff. And it's really get to chat to people one-on-one and get to know them. So it becomes like a real tight-knit community, which I really like. So very grateful for that, for the support of that, because, obviously in this day and age, it's so hard to keep going with when it comes to ways of surviving in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really cool that we get to give something and then get to know people as well. Like now we can go to pretty much anywhere in the States and meet up with someone and have a great time and call them friends. And I love that. It's as much as I love performing as well, I also love getting to just chat with like-minded people who love music, and just I love that part of it as well. We played a house party show in Virginia on the last run on a day off, and it was just so much fun with our friends Rob and Angie, and we went to their house and it was a sold out gig, and we just did an acoustic gig. Stuff like that comes from getting to know people is super cool. I love it.
Mark, I have a question as a musician. How do you feel about, these days to promote your music, you have to do so much on social media, and I'm a musician myself, and do you like that aspect of it? Because it's almost like you have to be a content creator. Yeah. And I don't know how you feel. I'm not a content creator. I have to push myself to do it.
Yeah.
Like a love-hate thing. How do you feel about all that?
It doesn't come naturally to me. Let's put it that way. It's
Yeah.
not like there'd be so many things that happen, like when we're on tour, and I just think nothing of it. And then Mike would be like, "You do realize that was just great content, And I was like, "What?" It was like we're just jamming a song in the dressing room. He's like, "Exactly." So it doesn't come naturally to me to pick up a phone and to be like, "I'll record" and whatever. But I do know that it is part of the game. It is part of like your career and to get yourself out there. People aren't just going to be sitting around Googling new bands all the time. You've got to get your music out there. So I understand that. And I've been doing a bunch of lip sync videos for the new releases and stuff like that. That is out of my comfort zone. But I've started to get used to it and start to enjoy it. So I think the nicest way to say it is it doesn't come naturally to me. So I'm not great at it.
But you're embracing it. You're trying to embrace
totally.
it.
Because I understand why it's important,
Yeah,
for sure.
That's interesting. So tell me about, sorry, I'm just busting in with my own questions so you're from Cork, Ireland. Tell me about how did you get into music and how did you get on tour with The Darkness? Like what?
Yeah, well, Ireland, obviously, like even from being a little kid, like you're surrounded by music all the time, like going into bars, and it is normal to bring your kids into bars in Ireland.
It's encouraged.
Yeah, exactly. And you're thrown into the corner with some like crisps and a drink, and you're like, and there'll be music on, and you get to, there'll be someone that stands up and does a poem, and it's like you're always surrounded by it from a young age. So it's really cool to see that. I guess I was just around it all the time, which was really cool. And I just got obsessed with it, loved it, and eventually started a band my teenage years, and somehow managed to get it as far as meeting people like Justin Hawkins, and then touring with about to tour with The Darkness. So it's really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And did you start with singing, or did you start with another instrument, the guitar? Or
I played a bunch of instruments as a kid, trying to figure out, like I played trumpet for years, I played piano, then I went to bass, and then I went to guitar and stuff. But I was always I was singing in a choir as a kid and stuff, so I was always around it. But then I was a bass player in a band called the Kites. That was my first proper band, but I didn't sing in the band. And when that band broke up, I was like, oh, someone's gonna have to be a singer, and I was like, I'll give it a go. And then I've just been doing it full time ever since then. It's just been weird.
Yeah. It's funny. A lot of the artists that I've interviewed over the years didn't set out to be the singer and have a story that somebody quit the band or they didn't have anybody, and so they just stepped in. And
I was even we were at the Rainbow Bar, the famous Rainbow Bar in LA, and we met up with Kevin Martin from Candlebox, and he was saying the same thing. He was a drummer, and he was like. He was like, oh, I was a drummer. He was like, and then I had to sing, and then and I was like, but you're such a good singer. Oh my God. Like, I love his voice. And he was like, yeah, man. He was like, I'm originally a drummer. And it's like, I have heard that quite a few times as well.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, I love your stuff. You have some, real rock.
Nice one. Thank you.
Refreshing to hear. We got to keep it alive.
For sure.
And Mark, I'll be sure to send you Kathy's single that came out end of last year. A nice tribute to Neil Peart and her nephew.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I can't wait to hear it. Nice.
Dave Ellefson plays on that one as well. I think you'll dig it.
Class. I look forward to hearing
that. It's different.
It's good. I'm looking forward to hearing that.
And Mark, getting back to the content creation and as Kathy brought up, the social media just driving so many artists now in terms of just staying in the public consciousness. Has your label finally come around to you playing new music and people recording it at the shows?
Yeah, you remember that one?
Oh yeah.
I'm always joking with the crowd, being like, don't put us out there, don't tell your friends about us, So we're still playing unreleased songs at the gigs, and it's something I love doing. This upcoming tour, we've got an unreleased song in the set. I love doing that. I don't know what it is, because when you're so excited about a new song, it's like I have to put it in. And we found it's good. On the last tour, we were playing Superhero, in the set before it was released, and then there was people coming up being like, "When's that superhero song out?" And it was really cool to build up that like anticipation. And we're like, "Oh, it's only just been recorded. It's going to be a couple of months." But then when the song came out, people were sharing it and digging it, so it was really cool. So I'll always keep that that joke in the set as well when we're playing something that's unreleased, for sure.
It's almost impossible to keep things under wraps these days. Everybody has a phone is recording everything at all times.
Totally. And I'm like, just do it.
Yeah, right. It's gonna, you know, it can help you in a lot of ways.
For sure. For sure. It's good to have it out there, and to have, you know, videos of the new songs as well up on YouTube. There was a bunch of the superhero videos before we released it, and some people knew the song already before it even came out, which I just like, can't be a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. What inspires your writing?
All sorts, really. Just I do a lot of personal writing and things that I'm going through, and then I was saying earlier, putting myself in other people's shoes. I really like doing that, or inspired by a movie or situation. So kind of across the board, really.
I'm always curious as to other people's process, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Usually I'd sit just with an acoustic guitar as well, and I sometimes mumble, and then the song will just pour out, and I'll get a feeling like, oh, this mood is making me feel like this.
Yeah.
And it's just, rarely, it used to be I'd sing something first and then build a guitar around it, but now I find the guitar first is more successful.
I don't want to take up all the questions. What about you guys?
Oh no! Well, Ken, this is perfect. This is great, actually, because we had Mark to ourselves there for a little while. So no, this is great. You know, you brought up earlier, Mark, with just having those little special acoustic gigs, and you did an acoustic version of like I mentioned earlier, one of my favorite songs, and it's just become a great one for me is "Better Off Alone." So
yeah,
and then you went in and recorded that one. Is there a possible like little EP coming on the way of just maybe acoustic versions?
I like your thinking. Yeah, that would be fun to do, because we have so much on the way. I think once we get this record out, and then we have those 2 records, it'd be cool to pick a couple of songs from each record and do a little acoustic EP. So for sure, that'd be something I'd love to do anyway.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Do you like to rearrange, like when you put out a song, when you play it on stage, do you try to stick exactly to how, you recorded it, or do you like to mess around and do different arrangements or interpretations of your own songs?
I do like to mess around, because there's like that, sometimes if like when you're live and there's a solo in a song, like we have a song called Don't Look Back, and the solo, when you're just feeling it live, and we're just like, let's double the solo live, because it's just, we're all rocking out, we're all having fun. It was like, it feels too short on the record,
Yeah.
So things like that, it's like we feel it in the moment sometimes, and be like, let's just double that part. And then when we're coming into a song, then at the start of the set, we're like, let's half that, let's get straight into it. So shortening, lengthening, and just feeling the emotion of it, for sure. So I like for it to not be exactly like the record as well.
Yeah.
As long as the audience is going with you on that journey, it's all good,
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And if we're having fun, hopefully everyone else is having fun too.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do you prefer playing live versus recording?
I'm so stuck on that one, because when I'm in the studio, I'm like, I think this is my favorite, but then we go on tour and I'm like, no, playing live is my favorite. So whatever I'm into, like we're heading out next week, and now I'm all like, yes, can't wait for tour. This is my favorite part. But it's all madness, isn't it? Because then at the end of the tour, we're like, yes, I can't wait to get home. And then we're going to the studios. Yes, I can't wait. So I'm very lucky to have things to look forward to like that. Like,
yeah,
really look forward to. So yeah, I'm definitely grateful to have that.
Very nice. So I was listening to your song "Better Off Alone," and it was funny because you talk about imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I literally 20 minutes before Eric sent out the link this morning, I was talking to somebody about imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you about that. What were you talking about there? Is it something you've experienced yourself, or is it
Yeah, talking about myself there, because when going to write the record, because we did so many records so quickly. Like we did 3 albums in 2 years, and it was like, it's so funny. You sit down to write a record, and it's so overwhelmed, and I was like, well, I'm shite, and I don't know how to write songs, and this has all just been a bluff, and I'm just gonna quit. And it's like I'm useless, and the imposter syndrome thing. And I remember like laughing at myself because I was like, oh, you always do this in loops and then write a bunch of songs. So I was just kind of giggling, and I remember emailing the label being like, it's too fast to write a record, and then ending up going into the studio with too many songs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a lot of us go through that as musicians, where it's just like, oh, you go through roller coaster, and then all of a sudden it's always fine.
Yeah, I totally relate to that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people relate to that, even in other, careers,
sure.
jobs. A lot of people suffer from that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's a mind game.
Yep, I agree.
That's why they call us tortured artists.
Yep. And like I say, it's the same when you go out on tour. It's like, can't wait, and then you're coming home, can't wait to go home. It's like, so bad. I love it.
So do you still live in Ireland, or are you where are you based now?
Yeah, I'm here in Ireland, in Cork. And I guess, last year I think I was 5 months out of the country and 7 months home. So I'm home a lot, which isn't too bad. I like being home. And I got in trouble for the last one with my kids because the Kotzen tour was 2 months straight. Wow. And my daughter was like, that was too long, Dad. So this tour is actually split up in half, which is lovely. It's kind of a month out and then a month home and then a month out again. So it's kind of halved. So that's really nice.
That's tough. How old are your kids?
7 and 11.
Oh my gosh, that's tough ages to have to leave. Yeah,
for sure. But they kind of know it now, and they're like, every time I go, I have to bring back better presents. So.
Yeah.
So we better sell all our merch this time.
Yeah, exactly.
We got the hint on that one. You tried to guilt us, and you did. I'm sitting next to the Christmas stuff that I bought. I made sure you got Christmas presents that year.
Oh, I'm good at guilting people into merch buys for sure.
Well, guilt always works on a Catholic anyway. So
there you go. There.
Exactly.
And Jim, he is going to be heading up to your neck of the woods. Let's see, what's the Seattle date? That is going to be 11/19. He'll be up in Seattle.
Oh, sweet! It'll be pouring down rain. You'll feel right at home.
We're at the Showbox. It's actually a venue.
Showbox is a nice venue.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play there because we used to, in my previous band, the Voodoos, we lived in Seattle for a bit. Okay. We're kind of on and off for like a year or two there. And I was like, we're playing all the bars around the place. And then I remember being like, I want to play in the Showbox. So we've a bunch of friends in Seattle. So that show's going to be like, and it's been years since we played there. So I can't wait to get back there. And it's right at the end of the tour. So seeing everyone, yeah. So hopefully you get to make it out. We'll grab a beer.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll be there if I can, for sure.
Nice.
Well, here's the thing, Jim, and a quick plug to our former friend, or not former, but a former guest on the show, our friend Zach Selwyn. Jim recently saw him. Zach was on tour up in Seattle, and now you get to see Mark. And it'll be another of our tall guests, Jim. So just preparation there.
Yeah, apparently we're all a bunch of dwarves here when Zach showed up, because he was just walking through head and shoulders of everybody else. I don't know if it was the cowboy hat he was wearing or if he's just that tall, but yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was like having a giant come to town.
Nice. We're gonna have to get big top hats for the Seattle show.
There you go. Yeah, I think you'll tower over us anyway. I wouldn't worry about it. You could wear some cowboy boots just to be on the safe side, though.
And if I recall correctly, Jim, same relative height between both Mark and Zach have a couple inches on me. So yeah, it's just you have been prepared.
You've all got me way beat.
Well, you've defied the song that I half wrote, Mark. I wrote one called "I'm Too Big for Rock and Roll." Yeah, I'm too tall. So yes, yeah. But I want to get back to Kitten Karoy. Because I know when you were talking about when Emily Armstrong was on Pieces, which is on the Devil's Arms album, and you had her voice in mind. Then when you were writing This Is Love, did you have a backing vocalist in mind for that, or a partner to come in and do that with you?
No, that one was I thought it was just going to be the band song, and I didn't hear the vocals until we finished the song. Whereas with Pieces, I could hear a duet straight away, and I could hear Emily's voice straight away. I was like, oh, something like gritty, grungy, female vocal. I could just hear it. And with this one, I was like, oh, and then Brian, the producer, Brian Virtue, he suggested Kitten. And he was like, trust me, wait till you hear her voice. And then she sang on it in LA. And then when it came back, I was like, I was right to trust you. So it just added so much personality to the song, I thought. And was delighted that she sang on it. It was great.
And of course, you said she's on tour with Billy Idol, of course, and that'll keep you busy. But now looking towards, you'll be in LA in the middle of November. Any chance that she would be able to join you guys on stage while you're there?
Unfortunately, she's out on tour with Billy at the time. So I was like, I would have loved to have played that live together. It would have been so much fun.
Well, I'll nominate our resident tortured artist here to maybe fill in if you make that stop here in the desert.
Exactly. That'd be great.
Mark, what was your favorite music growing up? Like, what were your big influences?
I went through so many phases. Like, I think country music is super popular in Ireland, like ridiculously popular. So I remember as a kid listening to a lot of that because my mom would be playing it. And then my dad was like a Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, ELO kind of guy. So I had a mix of those kind of. And then I suppose when I hit my teenage years, it was like, you know, Sum 41 and like Good Charlotte and all those like punk rock kind of Blink and all those bands came out. So I was just saturated with all that music. And then as I got older, then I kind of went back into the classic rock bands, you know, like Aerosmith and just the older kind of rock stuff. I just appreciated it more. So definitely took a lot of influences from the classic rock sound. And then obviously I loved bands like Kings of Leon and Foo Fighters and stuff that came out after the punk rock thing as well. So a bunch of influences. So every day that I think about it, there'll be another couple of bands jump into my head being like, oh my God, I love that album. Like you think of a band like Stained. I remember their Break the Cycle album came out and I was like just 12 or 13, I think, when it came out. And I was like, what is this? This is unbelievable. So many albums that you'd obsess over that got you more and more into music, you know?
Yeah. That's cool.
What do you think about the All American Rejects coming back with that crazy comeback tour they've been doing? Or have you been following that?
Just genius. Like it popped up on my TikTok and the house party thing that they were doing. Just all over the Midwest, all over the country, just showing up at house parties, college parties. I mean, I thought
just getting their name out, like awesome. I love it.
I thought it was a stroke of genius, and they sounded great as well. And it's funny you say that because, and that was another band when I was like in my teenage years that came out, and like I went straight back and listened to one of their records after that popping up. So it does work, you know, that marketing and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was, oh yeah, I really love this record. And it was like, oh, this song called Mona Lisa on that record. It was like, I must hear that again. And I'd say it works, you know. But yeah, definitely that was a stroke of genius. Yep.
Yeah, just the pictures of those house parties are doing, man. Like, man, what year is this? I feel like I'm 19 again.
Yeah, and it looked like everybody was having an absolute blast. So,
yep,
it wins.
Yeah, I hope we see more of that for sure.
Yeah,
you guys should do some house parties like that.
Yeah,
you're reading my mind. So if we can't find something on November 10th or 11th here in the desert, just we'll head over to Fibber McGee's down there in Chandler.
You bring the beers, we'll bring the guitars. Done. Done.
I'm a whiskey man, but I'm sure we can find some beer for you as well.
Oh, that'll be fine. That'll be fine too.
It's got to be that Irish quality beer, though.
Yes.
You can't have Coronas.
No. That's breakfast beer.
I don't know if it qualifies as beer.
Guinness doesn't taste quite as good over here as it does over there, but it still works, you know?
Yeah. I can't do it when I'm on tour. I just it's too different for me. So I'm always like, so I'll just I'll be like Eric, I'll just have a whiskey in the dressing room or whatever before we go on. And it seems to it's good for the voice, apparently.
Apparently so. Yeah, that's what they always say.
Yeah.
It just has to be one little, you know.
Oh yeah.
One little thing with a little honey.
Loosen up for the show. It's great.
Right.
Good enough for Doc Holliday, good enough for me.
Exactly.
course, I maybe don't want the end that he had, but that's a different story. Well, we don't want to get into that.
Doesn't matter.
It's the end's the end. But
Yeah.
well, Mark, I can't thank you enough for joining us here once again here on All Over the Place. I'm looking forward to the tour of the darkness, whether I've got to go to Dallas or go to LA, or Jim, maybe I'll come up and see him up in your area.
Road trip.
Hey, you got a guest room. Come on up whenever you want.
Well, that's where Mark and the band are going to stay for the house party.
Okay.
Exactly.
That works.
I'll find the couch. It's all
I'll
good.
bring a beer.
Thanks so much for having me on as well. I really appreciate it. It's been nice to be back chatting again.
Well, I'm looking forward to the tour. I'm looking forward to the new music in the new year, getting again to join Devil's Arms back here. So thank you, Mark, Kathy, Jim. And once again, I want to thank Danny Zalesko Presents. Make sure you go to dzplive.com/events. And Nick and the gang over at Vinyl Record Dude, make sure you stop in when you're in Scottsdale, Arizona. Their new location at Scottsdale and Shea, or www.vinylrecorddude.com. And thanks to you as well, our audience here on All Over the Place. Remember to continue to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Tell us what your favorite Mark Daly song is. Tell them what city you want them to stop in. We'll see if there's gaps. Let's see what we can make happen.
Let's get him in Phoenix.
There you go. That's good.
Yeah.
See, you got two people already. You're going to come see you. So
All right, that's not bad. We've played to less.
and we'll bring some people, and they'll bring some people, and they'll bring some people. So yes.
Perfect.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, thank you again, everyone, and we'll be back real soon here on All Over the Place, where the fun sanity never ends. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All Over the Place, where the fun sanity never ends.